actually happen.
It didn't happen.
Can I ask you a question on the plot and what happened last week? So did we go back and collect our reward for the leeches and all that, or we're on our way back and we came through this town?
You
Wait a second. I
don't know if you were on your way back. I just know you came back to this town.
We discussed going back because we went to the town first to see if we could get some healing or rest or whatever. Then we were talking about should we kind of agreed it would probably be better to go back, get our reward first before we try to help the town.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If you want to go back to town, I have travel rules that I try to keep extremely simple. I'm going to pull those up.
You know, saving throws get better at level 2. What do you know?
Other than that, notes and rulings. Did anyone want to do anything specific? I believe everyone just kind of slept in that basement because they pretty much asked Gall to have space to sleep.
We kept watches, I think.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. What we pretty much happened last time was we were going to take watches with some of us down, most of us like down in like the basement area with the majority of our loot and stuff. And those who are actually going to be watching, we're going to be upstairs, kind of like just making sure that nobody kind of busted in and roughed up the place or whatever.
Right.
And if we're on watch, whenever I do my watch, I'm going to hide as part of that, do my hobbit hiding so that I'm concealed as much as possible.
Okay. Did I break this website? Wait, this might work.
What's up?
I'm just trying to share this map again.
Oh, right.
Hide text, show notes.
Put it in the chat.
Hmm?
So you can put it in the chat.
I need to find a way to be able to... Wait, this might work. Link it. What is this? Add a friend. All right. If I do this... there's no hidden information here.
You guys are in Sunken Log Bog. You are there with a one-eyed person who is probably super into edibles. That's a positive thing.
That microdosing, it's all about that lately.
Yeah. Look, she's a local brewer, does, whatever.
All right. My map website is broken and it doesn't work. So, it's all right. What happened? It was working 3 weeks ago. So, maybe I'll just take a screenshot and share that image.
That worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Just a sec.
Oh my God. You're not part of this, Siri.
Yes, I am. Roll to attack dragon.
She's Australian, Siri.
Oh, weird.
Craigie, there's a dragon. We call them lizard flappers.
It's the least of our troubles.
Call that a dragon. This is a dragon.
Call that a dragon? This is a dragon. That's just a koala you painted green. We didn't paint it. Ugh.
All right.
Don't eat my baby.
Oh, too soon.
This is stupid as heck.
Are you just gonna hold up a picture that you drew?
There's
Yes!
There's
Yes!
nothing wrong with that. That's fine.
It's beautiful.
Okay, wait.
So you guys are here
Oh my
in
god.
this brown dot. Brown dots are towns, but this lake in the center is the main city because the main city borders this lake.
Ah,
Got it.
all right.
Got it.
Each hex is 1 day's travel. If you are traveling on just flat plains of grass, it is 1 day's travel. If you walk on through woods or hills, it's half rate. If you walk through swamps or mountains, it's half rate, and you have a chance of becoming lost. If you walk through the desert, it's half rate, and you get exhausted and yada yada.
Death. Got it.
What you guys did last time was you guys followed a caravan, and it took 4 days to get here, but the caravan had guards, and you were moving as a group of people. There is no caravan going back, so you would be going back by yourselves.
Excellent.
Nothing wrong could possibly happen there at all. I'm almost positive.
It's a long way to roll a barrel, too.
Come on, we're all like second level. Please. We can take anything at this point.
I got 7 hit points now. I'm feeling saucy.
I got 5. Come on.
I gave at the end of last time.
All right.
That's
We got points to burn. Let's do it.
Only I am not level 3 at all.
No, it is kind of risky though. I don't know. Gotta roll that barrel.
Maybe
Yeah, we
we
still
can
have the goblin's prisoner.
We do still have the goblin's prisoner, which is getting annoying.
Which ones did we take with us? Did we take the chieftain and the dude that we stuck in the barrel?
Clark and Blorb.
That's right.
That's yeah, that would be annoying at this point.
So there's no fancy way to do this. You can go on the road, 4 hexes, 4 days. You can go through the woods, and that'll be 3 hexes, but that'll still be 4 days because the woods you have to hike through. So it's 3 hexes or 4 hexes, pretty much.
I vote for the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll stay kind of off to the road as we're going and ahead of the party.
Mm-hmm.
So as we're doing this, hit point wise, are we back at full then? I was at 3.
Yeah, full.
Okay. All right. Woo! I can take kind of almost a hit.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know who could take a hit? Keithy.
Oh, well, you
Rest
couldn't-
in peace.
That's too
you
soon.
could take exactly 1 hit. Yeah.
All right.
Did we bury Keefe?
No.
Oh, we
Oh no, we did not.
all right. Who's the cleric?
We didn't think he'd want that. We just left him.
Left in the rot in the
We
cave.
get that Bernie'sing his body around with us.
Nice, nice. Doric, I'm telling your bosses. And-
I did give him last rites, though. I remember that.
oh yeah, we put coins on his eyes. That's kind of like burying him. Fun.
We honor our dead. We're
Yeah.
fine.
It's fine. Yeah.
I mean, like
And
we're
we
gonna,
totally
we're gonna
have to-
resurrect him. It's fine. It's fine. We just have to get 1,000 and change gold.
All right. So if you're traveling, if anyone wants to do anything other than just walk, let me know. Otherwise, I'm assuming you're just walking.
Question. Something that just popped into my head because we
Yeah.
are mad flat with cash, and these people are probably broke as all hell. Is there anywhere in town that we might be able to buy transportation or hire someone? I know there's no caravans, but I'm assuming there's probably still carts or wagons or something
Or
we would acquire, especially if there's farmers.
A retainer or two that needs some performance training.
Meaty.
Meathy. Don't tempt me. So for traveling, you have several choices if you want to get fancy with it. If you want to buy mounts, it's double movement rate. So you do it in 2 days. If you want to wait for a caravan from the city, you have to wait a day. If you want to hire the service of a guide, that's 25 gold a day, and they can grant you normal rates through tough territories, and you don't get lost.
So we could take you through the forest.
A guide can help you through the forest.
In 3 days.
Actually, there's only 2 forest hexes, so it'd only be. Oh, you're right, 3 days. And then you can hire mercenary escorts. In this town, you could probably only afford a human guard. I have 4 categories: there's human guard, human horseman, elf guard, elf horseman. In that order, it's from worst to best. Human guard is the worst. Elf horseman is the best. Human guard is 5 gold a day, and you'd have a level 1 fighter with you. So essentially, what I planned for that was he'll be with you. If you get a random encounter, there's an extra body there.
Does he have to make morale checks though?
They're better.
Okay. Do we at least get like an idea? Like, so there's like a post where we can find these people. Like, do we know like what affiliation they might have? Like if we go to like round up some toughs to act as some extra muscle, are we gonna find out like they're part of the Cross-Eyed Gang or just people who are just out of work in town or whatever?
Well, there's one way to find out.
I'll have to go on and ask. All right.
Cross your eyes, see what happens.
The sign.
What if I hold up a mirror to my face so it looks like I'm cross-eyed? I think we should try to find. Let's try to get some people who might be able to, act as some extra muscle. I don't necessarily mind.
Sure.
Actually, I don't have as much gold as I thought I would. Oh, because I'm. Oh no, I'm sorry. I have one. I thought I only had 76. I've got 176. So, does anybody want to help chip in? Like, I'll pay for one person's, retainer fee, so to speak. If anybody else wants to hire some additional muscle, or I'll hire the guards if we want to hire a transport, or do we just want to wait out in town for like the one to come through?
How much is the muscle again?
5 gold a day.
If we just wait out in town, though, for the caravan to come through, we probably won't need the muscle. We'll just have to chill out in town until it shows up, and hopefully not get into too much trouble here.
I like that idea. Maybe we'll even get paid for protecting the caravan.
Actually, yeah, it's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah.
It's a day until they pass back here.
That's coming from the city.
Okay, so when are they passing back the other direction?
I don't want to make it complicated. Let's just say you have to wait a day to get back.
Oh, I mean, I'll wait another day.
The way I kind of rationalize that is when the town is aware that a group of adventurers is going to go somewhere, then everyone's like, all right, get your shit together. We're going to have the adventurers are going to be with us as we go to so-and-so.
Right.
Okay,
All right.
I'll wait another day. That's fine with me.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
We could scout out the town a little bit more. We could find out like what this nefarious Cross-Eyed Gang is up to, and find out who.
For this first mission of sorts, I'm not gonna have you guys on a strict timeline. For future ones, I might. If we don't feel that, if you guys don't want the pressure of like having only 10 days to finish something, that way these travel rules matter and these waiting a day rules matter. I don't have to do that, but if that's something, if it's a little extra resource game you guys want to do.
Well, I mean, do we know what the lifespan of these leeches are out of their native habitat? Because we also have a bunch of them who are like attached to the goblins, so at the same time, like we don't know. Yeah, but then it would just be all that would happen would just be an extra day without travel, as opposed to like whatever long it would take with these things on them. Like, I'm gonna just make that offering to the group. Like,
as far as you can tell, the leeches, they just seem fine right now.
Coming around like little leash guy.
How the goblins doing? They're holding up okay? Like in the morning when we wake up, they.
As okay as someone could be, having giant leeches just.
Aren't they unconscious?
Yeah.
Okay.
But after a day of resting,
Oh, they're not.
they would get 1 hit point back.
Okay.
And then fall unconscious again?
No, the leeches just look plump.
Okay.
We
Um,
can take turns guarding them. And...
Yeah.
each leech on a person gives them -1 to rolls. So these goblins are weaker, but they're
Right.
not dying and constantly, perpetually passing out.
Okay. So what do you guys want to do? So we're all on board with
I'm gonna close the map and not use it, just so it makes my computer not run so slowly. But if we ever have to go back to those caves, just let me know.
Okay.
Cool. I mean, I'm fine with waiting. If the group wants to wait, I don't mind.
I'm fine. Sure.
Yeah, sure.
So, sun rises. I'm assuming these decisions you guys all made kind of overnight.
Oh, Dan, before I forget, XP. We didn't do that at the start. Do we want to
We
do
did
that
that at the
or-
end last time.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
Forgot to.
Well, wait, no, we did it at the end. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Duh. We did it at the end. Okay. Okay. So day breaks. My bad.
You're good. You're good.
You will wake up dead.
You're all in the basement, and the hatch opens up, and the sunlight beams in. It's a little blinding to you guys as your eyes adjust. And Gaul sticks her head down. She's like, "All right, get out." I'm sorry. She goes like this. "All right, get out."
Hey, I thought we were cool.
You're cool as long as you're paying me.
I'll give you a gold to let us stay for the day.
2 gold.
We only have one.
How about I'll give you a no, I don't have any silver. Fine, 2 gold.
The dog's shipping a gold. I'm fine.
3 gold.
God, this
You can't go up from there. It's not. Okay, we'll find somewhere else to stay for 2 gold.
Okay, 2 gold.
Okay.
So Gaul is just kind of gonna go back to her countertop. She's got like big tome open. There's like some bottles that are bubbling under over some little fires. I forget what they call them in labs. Little
Beakers?
burners.
Bunsen burners?
Not really.
In this world, they're called Munson burners.
Sure. Lena is interested and she goes and kind of watches golf for a while.
Okay. You see that
Offers to help.
she's got the leeches in like a glass jar full of water.
She offers to help if Gaul needs any help.
Do you know anything about these leeches?
Not really.
Oh, the moss?
Moss?
Yeah, the moss.
Which moss?
The moss in those caves.
There's something with the moss in here? Oh, we saw the moss that you're talking about, I think. The living moss stuff?
Living? No. There's just moss in those caves.
Oh, I don't know. We didn't get any of that.
You saw some guys who were covered in moss, who
Yeah,
were
we
kind
saw
of like
moss.
jerks.
Mossy fellows.
Mossman's.
Hmm.
Mossman prophecy.
No. And she's gonna go back to her tome, and she's just gonna keep reading at her tome.
You need moss from those caves?
She's gonna look down at her book, and she's kind of looking at what looks like a map. You can see that it's tattered and old, but it kind of vaguely resembles the caves you were in. And she's like, well, in the back, there was this moss. And something to do with the leeches being in that environment dries out the moss. And where's my phone? I forgot what I called it. And that makes the dust,
What does?
the loosening dust.
What does that do?
It's what everyone's on.
Oh, you're trying to make drugs.
Legitimately?
I mean, okay, sure.
You can't tell anyone about it.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna.
Like, no one knows about that.
Okay.
I don't know why I told you.
You're not a cop, are you?
You offered help, and I appreciate that, but it's our little secret.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
No problem.
But
But
if you can get me that moss.
Lena like grabs Mina as she's walking by and kind of like checks her like her feet and her foot. You know, she fell in the water to see
Oh,
if there's,
right,
like, any
right.
moss stuck to her.
Nothing like that.
Sure. Next time we go back.
Now?
No, I mean next time. It's like a day away. I can't go there right now.
Okay.
And we got leeches. We got to make sure that these leeches are.
yeah. But that's a good note for future. If we need to become drug runners, we know where to go.
Andorra Depora.
Andorra Depora.
Wonder if that's why she wants these leeches also. Is there anything else they use these leeches for? That you know of?
If you ever need someone to have less blood.
Yeah, that's all leeches though. These are specific leeches.
These specific leeches?
Yeah.
No, they just kind of mess you up, and they grow near this moss. I mean, the moss grows near them, I guess.
Yeah, like moss. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Well, maybe that is what she needs it for. Lena writes some stuff down in her book.
Okay.
Yeah. But she just keeps watching Doll and kind of hanging out.
Anything else?
I'd like to kind of maybe explore around town a little bit, just kind of see what it's more or less up to.
Okay.
Like I said, I just want to get like an idea of like let's say like on a daily basis, like what does the town more or less kind of like seem to be getting into?
So you're just walking around town?
Yeah, like I got my cloak down, so it's not like I'm like masked or whatever. I'm just kind of like moving around and kind of just looking to see what like just what the shape of things seem to be up to.
There's no like other shops really open, and you kind of just see kind of like leaning against the building in between buildings. You see someone kind of like just swaying back and forth, and there's like one or two other guys with him that seem to be like passed out.
Any kind of like kids out and about? Like anybody like up to like they're getting in any trouble? Like I just want to just see like what the general like
You see like general hustle and bustle. There's there's other people that seem to be carrying typical stuff. I don't know, just people going about the daily day, but it doesn't seem like there's
any kind of like rough looking folk. Like anybody who looks like they might be like up to no good.
Everyone looks rough.
I mean, like rougher than others. Like kind of like intentionally, like anybody like knocking people over or like.
No, nothing like that.
Acting like cartoon bad guys.
Yeah, same.
Pretty much.
So
Get out of here, kid.
I'm gonna kind of walk the perimeter of the town and kind of get an idea of the lay of the land and stuff like that. Try to build my knowledge of the geography in the area and things like that. What I observe, stuff like that. Scouting.
You know that it is daytime. You can see the sign that was over the gambling hall, and it's called the Drowning Wealth.
I thought it was Dank Dice.
No, it's Drowning Wealth now.
Okay. It changed ownership overnight.
Yeah.
It happens quick around here.
So you see the courthouse, you see the farms that are kind of off in the distance. You kind of see those rich, fancy manors that are kind of on the side of town. They look newly built. Hmm?
The McMansions.
Do we see anybody like heading there?
You see there's like some burly dudes that kind of are stationed at the front of each of those manor doors. And you don't really see a lot of like other activity.
It's too early. They party at night around here.
Hmm?
No. Sorry.
If you hear any noise, it's from the gambling hall.
Is it just people gambling?
You will hear an occasional cheer and a lot of groaning.
Is there a bar in
And they serve alcohol.
Nina's gonna make a beeline for the alcohol.
Okay. What else? There's a courthouse, gambling hall, farms. There are docks. The docks look like they have, I guess there's activity there. At the docks, there are boats that kind of seem to have arrived with the sunrise with supplies and crates, offloading them into like a storage room, like a big barn that they have. And then you see like boats kind of load up with supplies and head out.
Oh, that's the kind of pastoral stuff I live for. I'm just gonna like strum near the docks, hang out. You guys do what you
You see whatever isn't in a crate looks like lavish and obviously imported from better places. It looks like quality foods, or it looks like quality clothes, quality furniture. You see them kind of load those crates and furnitures and foods and clothes onto like carts, and those carts head towards the manors.
All right.
This is like 3 manors, right?
Sure.
Okay. Thought it was.
If there was a number I said, then it's 3 manors.
What's the roughest, toughest looking person who's out and about? Like anybody who's like really big, like exceptionally tall.
Me?
It's not around.
No.
Gall is the roughest.
I love that.
Mina.
Yeah, like I'm looking for trouble. Like I'm looking for gang members, and meanwhile, Gall's like whacking people with sticks and like flipping carts over.
Oh, John. Okay, you see 30 guys that have shirts that say gang members on them.
I'm just looking for anybody who like seems to definitely be like.
Are they
What?
snapping their fingers and dancing?
Yes, actually, they're not the cross-eyed gang. They're actually called the Sharks.
Oh, beautiful.
There's another gang that has a shirt on that says "other gang," and they start walking up to those guys.
We're gonna
Oh, they're
run
sharks.
time for them.
And then you wake up from that hallucination, and there are 30 guys with shirts
And
that
you
say,
just snorted a bunch of losing powder, so there you go.
if you want to snort some losing powder,
Is there losing powder?
I don't know.
Nina's gonna look for losing powder.
How do you look for losing
Well,
powder?
she's gonna hang out at the bar in the casino until she hears people talking about something.
Okay.
She does her
A lot of the guys look strung out,
Mhm.
circles under their eyes. They've been here all night. They kind of are swirling their empty glasses, and you notice that they have been sitting there for a while with empty glasses.
I offer to buy a drink.
To who?
The most pathetic looking old dude there.
That isn't one of us.
His beard is in patches, and he is putting his last copper coin on the bar when you what?
I say, let me get that for you, Grandpa, and I give him put the money down instead. And buy him a drink.
Okay.
And put the copper back and give him the copper back.
They give him a dirty glass with swill in it.
And I say, something nicer for our elders, please.
You're just putting your hand down?
No, I just like.
And how much did you put down?
How much does the beer normally or the?
Let's say the beer is 3 copper.
Okay, well, I put down a gold piece. I say, you can do better than that.
And you see the bartender flick up like a nice looking crystal glass, puts it down, and then they got these suddenly bottles that came out from underneath the bar, and they're just filling it up. They put a little umbrella on it, and they give it to the old guy.
Yeah.
Aww.
And I say, enjoy.
And he says, I haven't had this since I was with my wife.
So I made some small talk with him and kind of ask, I'll just talk to him for a little bit, learn about the town, learn about what's going on.
Well, the farmers don't farm anymore. And if anyone ever gets any money, more than likely it either goes to feed their children or to sniff up that loosing dust.
I asked him about losing dust. I say, I never heard of this. We are strangers in this town, and it is a mystery to me.
Well, don't get into that stuff. I dare you to resist the temptation. B-A-R-E.
Look, I've heard this before somewhere. Memories of her the education, her year of education before she blew up the school, float through her head. No. She asks him if she says they want to help the town, and says, do you know where we can find people who have that stuff, or we need to know more about it to.
He suddenly puts his hand over your hand.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you're asking for trouble, lady.
I say, Trouble is my middle name and my last name. My parents are not very creative.
And you see his eyes kind of like glance over to this table of like younger men, and they've just been playing cards.
Mm-hmm.
They're not part of like the gambling halls, which have been a lot of dice tables.
They're just playing cards.
They're at their own table playing cards. Let's cut back to Nanarel.
Down by the docks.
Yeah, just, minding my own business, not looking for trouble at all. Just, playing a pleasant tune, try not to get in anyone's way.
Someone perks up at hearing your music, and they go, hey, where'd you get that?
My psaltery?
Yeah. What'd you get out of one of these boats? Give that back. That's not yours.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. No, this is mine. Wah. What would I have to do to convince you this is mine, friend?
Give it to me.
Other than that, because it's actually mine. Jingle some coins.
Uh-oh.
At that, you see this older woman come out from like the storage room. She's like, hey, well, that's not on the inventory. Leave them alone. And then at that, the guy's gonna go harumph, and then walk away.
Play a stupid song as he walks away, so he looks like an idiot.
What is it? Wacky sax?
Yeah.
Wacky sax. Thank you, fair lady. Thank you so much.
And she's gonna look to you and she's gonna say, I apologize for that. There's not a lot of people coming here with valuable items anymore, unless it's for, the boys.
I see.
I think they've been needing some entertainment lately. If you want to inquire about work, they usually have their raunchy nights. They get all the boys and girls up there. Not the kids. Just.
Oh,
Thanks for clarifying.
Okay.
I was about to say all the girls up there, but then I wanted to walk it back and be like boys and girls, but came out wrong. All the young men and ladies, they go there. They
All
go
the-
there. They get
all
their
the single
highs. They get their
ladies.
lows. They
All
get
of the single ladies.
Yeah, all the single ladies.
by the fancy houses, by those nice mansions. Is that what you're talking about?
and she's gonna look at you and she's gonna say, "Oh, you are new around here, huh?"
I
So
most certainly am.
yeah.
The greenhorns spot for me.
Well,
Get out. I'd have to consult with.
she's gonna kind of straighten her back. She's like, "I'm gonna head back in there. If you're looking for work, just ask for Race."
Okay, thank you very much. Head back to you guys. Are you guys together? You're probably all different places. Weird.
I think we're all wandering about.
All right, I'm gonna head back to see who I can come across first. Wandering back into.
Where is everyone else? Mina would have been.
Lena's
Lena's
watching the broom or the leech situation.
okay.
What's her face?
I'm doing
Lena's
some.
are causing problems.
Where's Doric?
Is there any place of worship in this godless hellhole?
Wow, what a very specific description of this place. There is not.
Casino is about
Yes.
to
I'm going to go worship at the blackjack table. No.
Literally, are you going to go to one of the tables?
No. Is there? Is the casino has that supplanted any actual church or chapel or
Ancestor shrine.
yes?
Yes, you can tell that this was previously a building of worship, and all the pews and all the altars and statues have been removed, and pretty much the place has been completely vacated and then kind of built up, ramshambled, and to have a bunch of tables and the bar and all that. But you still see the stained glass, but it's dusty.
Oh, disgusting. All right, Doric is not pleased by this, so he waddles into the casino.
Have more dignity. He stoically waddles.
A proud dwarven waddle.
They should stop. I'm sorry.
Casting about disgusted looks, trying to catch anyone's ear he can to start espousing the good word of what is the deity called? Whatever the deity is called.
You name it. It's your god. Pick it.
Fail.
Oh boy.
These guys never.
Not so easy, is it?
Guys never
No.
All right, so you're a dwarf, you're a cleric. Holy goodness. Any other values, specific values, or mining or any other stereotypical dwarf stuff, or is there something different about where you're from? Are the dwarves specifically farmers? Are they breeders? Are they?
It doesn't have to be dwarven specific. It's around the same, probably the same god. Gareth, rest in peace, worship. General goodness, chivalry and whatnot.
Oops.
You can always worship
Let's
more.
call it the goodness.
Okay.
The goodness. All right. So I will espouse the goodness to these poor wayward
Wow.
souls. Fully expecting that they will not be happy about it, but basically I'm going to pick on anyone who looks like they just lost money.
Oh boy.
Everyone.
There we go. That opens it up.
Just grab a chair and start ceremony.
You just pick the closest table.
Yeah.
How do you open?
It's a sad state of affairs when you lose all your money, son or lassie. As appropriate.
The son or lassie nods their head.
What is it that's brought you to this dark place?
I mean, why else do you come here to get money?
Is it the money you're after or the better life?
Money would lead to a better life.
Or is it the other way around?
A better life leads to money?
There you go.
Dork, are you selling an MLM?
Welcome to my Ponzi scheme.
Listen, if you get 5 people to worship this god, and then those people each get 5 people to worship their god, and then everybody...
I can promise you a better return than this table. Well, what have you got to lose? Clearly, you've already lost all the money.
Yeah, but you got a spare coin then?
Time to perform a miracle. I'm going to bet 1 coin at the table.
Oh yeah, what's the system I established? It's you need to get a 1 on a 1d3, and if you would just want to roll a d6 in the dice roller, then a 1 or 2 will double your earnings.
Pray to the goodness.
But it's also wait. Which table do you want to bet at? The high, the low, or the mid stakes?
Well, he put down 1 gold coin, so he's at the high.
I thought it was.
5
No, you're right. It was
5 gold.
5 gold.
Was it 10, 5, 1?
5 would have been like middle ground.
Yeah, that's what I was betting.
Yeah, and then there's like equivalent of slots. A quick dice game would be 1 gold, and then every now and then someone will pile together 10 gold to try 1 single dice roll.
All right, so it's gonna cost me 3 or 5 gold.
5 gold.
Okay, for a 1 or 2 on a d6.
Yep.
Double.
What do you've got on your side?
I did that on my side.
So,
You have
All
a
right.
god and on a man, you said.
All right,
Mort hammered win.
here we go. Ah!
Ah.
God
Maybe
damn it.
the person immediately has that stick thing that pulls in your gold coins, and then they're like, all right, better luck next time.
You're gonna.
I look at the guy next to me and I see, this is what happens when you come to these godforsaken places. God is not looking here today.
He's forsaking you.
Do you have a charisma modifier?
None.
Okay.
Very
Oh,
good.
yeah, Dork is all natural, baby.
Nah, bro, nah. No charisma.
But with that,
Yeah, this is D&D. Why would we have charisma?
the person you were talking to kind of just like nods their head, and they're like, yeah, it sucks. And they're gonna get off their stool and they're just gonna walk out.
Whoa!
Dork, you have the effect on people. That's like bonus points.
It only cost me 5 gold.
You can save the whole town.
5 gold at a time.
I'm gonna try to keep track of gold, so if anyone says they spend gold, just try to.
Yeah, but what if you win though, and it's like, watch, see what happens, you know? It's like,
Well, then God is testing you.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can spin it.
Ooh.
I'm more of a sophist than a cleric. All right. Well,
You got 1.
I got 1. That's enough. I've got my claws in it now. All right. So what's everyone else do? This is going to be me the rest of the day.
I'm looking back to find someone, whoever I come across.
I'm gonna be out in town doing people studying. Like I'm doing it as like again like more trying to pick up on like behavioral patterns and quirks and stuff like maybe I see somebody walking like a little bit weird and I try to like mimic that, not in a mocking way, but just trying to like. It's acting. It's method. I'm getting.
You try that in New York City. See how long that lasts.
Hey! Like I've seen like Joaquin Phoenix. Okay, like.
Oh my god. John, you're going to be involved in a drive-by crossbowing.
Crossbow.
Uh,
He's scanning the town. I'm actually, like I said, I'm on perimeter and I'm scanning around the town, and I'm gonna check out kind of around the farms and around the McMansions. Not like close to them, but trying to reconnoiter all that and understand what's going on there.
sure.
Hold on.
Like what's up on the forums?
Yeah.
I'm pasting this one thing.
We know what they grow on the
All right. I'm sorry. So Falco goes to where?
So I'm kind of looking at the area. I'm basically scouting the area around the town, right? So getting an idea.
The town?
Yeah, just the outskirts
Okay.
around it, understanding the lay of the land, and then I'm gonna focus. I'm gonna try to do the whole thing, but I'm gonna start and focus my attention on around the farms and the McMansions. Trying to understand who's coming and going, and things like that.
For the farms, you'll see men and women occasionally walking on the typical paths leading to the farms, several hundred feet away. Just either they got bundles that they're leaving or coming from with. They're kind of moping around. They don't look in the best shape. Some of them will have children with them that they're holding by the hand.
Okay.
With the manor, walking around it, you see that each manor is 2 floors.
Okay.
They look about 50 feet wide and 30 feet long. Windows on for most of the rooms, and you just see the one guy at each manor kind of stationed at the front door.
Okay. Are they walled, or are they pretty much freestanding, or?
Yeah, they're just freestanding there.
Okay.
One guy might be sitting at the front steps.
Okay. So what do we know about these people at this point? What history, what have we learned as far as the people that are in the manors?
I mean, I could tell you, like, pretty much what happened was the town used to be just like a standard, like, farm and whatever, nothing too crazy. It was settled by a lawyer.
Oh, yeah, like a lawyer. I forgot about that.
But this gang kind of showed up, more or less kind of like muscled their way into town. Just started like putting up. They built the gambling den, and then just all the townsfolk just got wrapped up into that. And then they built those manors with their ill-gotten gains and have just been lording over the town, keeping the townsfolk oppressed, keeping them docile, keeping them addicted to gambling, while they've been more or less just doing whatever they want with no negative repercussions for the most part.
Okay.
I mean, was that about right, Dan?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking for anything peculiar or out of the ordinary as this is going on. It's basically trying to case it from a distance kind of thing. I mean, I have no desire to go in and do thievery stuff because that's not my shtick. But I'm trying to understand and get a better idea of who's coming and going and when and all that kind of stuff in the area. I'm trying to build my knowledge so I know what's going on around here.
You see the men that were delivering the goods. They approach the front door, and you see the guy, let's say at the middle manor, if it matters relatively. He kind of like nods his head. You see him say something, and then they bring the inventory to the back, and there are stairs leading to like a cellar.
Okay. Do I see anything as far as what kind of goods? Can I see anything there, or is it all covered at this point?
Whatever you can see looks like fine clothing, fine food, fine furniture,
Okay.
finer luxuries.
And what races is this all human that we're seeing, or anything that sticks out as peculiar?
Maybe 1 or 2 dock workers might be half elf. Spice things up. Let's say one of the men standing in front of the door is a dwarf.
Okay. Okay, the vast majority of those human, and I'm not seeing anything when they're loading stuff into these houses. Nothing strikes me as particularly odd at this point, other than, yeah, there's nothing really odd going on that I'm seeing.
How stealthy are you being?
I mean, I'm trying to get close enough that I can see what's going on. I would say a few hundred yards away. If there's woods in cover, it's just basically trying to see what's going on. I mean, I'm not trying to get super close or anything.
Right.
But I'm trying to get it close enough that I can see, like, try to identify races and things like that. So that's probably 500 yards, maybe, something like that.
Okay. At some point, you would have to. It's a river that leads through the town, and that's where the docks are at. Do you cross the river at all? Let's say it's like 100 feet across, and you don't know the depth yet as far as going into it.
Okay.
It's a bit. These are like wetlands, and this river is just like a deep body of water that flows through. It's otherwise kind of muddy, and your boots are slocking through the mud as you're kind of walking through. There are patches of reeds and low bushes.
Okay. So I don't know how deep this is. Have boats been traveling this at all?
Yeah, they seem to be coming, going this morning.
Large vessels, like I'm trying to gauge depth based off the size of the vessels going around this river.
They seem like what do they call them? Might have a bookmark. They're like flat boats. They seem to be like
a
barge.
Okay. You said it's 100 feet across this river.
Yeah. On each of the barges, you'll see they've got several crew members kind of like doing their typical dock shipmen stuff, but they have like crossbows on their backs.
More arms.
Well, travel is dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I hold out. I'm just looking. I'm observing this stuff. I'm not going to cross at this point.
Do you like go alongside it, or are you just kind of doing a half circle around the town?
It's kind of like half circle.
Okay. All right. Jensen, you're mimicking people, right?
Yeah, I mean, mimicking people, studying people.
You hear people muttering that you're just another dust head. You're all loosed up.
That they're specifically talking about me.
They seem to be muttering about you, kind of glancing dirty looks at you, and you're obviously, you look like you're high to them.
Good job mimicking. There you go.
All right, fine. Well, if that's kind of like, all right. So, you don't know. Better yet, I approach them. I'm gonna head over to them and say, "Good morning" or "Good afternoon."
Let's say out of a dozen people, what kind of person would you be approaching? Will you be approaching an average adult, a child? Would you approach a teenager? Would you approach out of these people?
Let's say average adult. Like, I'm looking for somebody who's at least less likely to pick fun, but also most likely to at least understand if I start engaging them in an intelligent conversation, as opposed to just a bunch of rowdy jerk teenagers.
Whoa.
Well, you just picked the one rowdy jerk adult. No.
What's up, nerd?
Dudes.
So we're looking for someone like respectable. Let's say that there is a let's say just a young man that is carrying like a satchel, looks like it's full of like grain.
I'll say, "Hello there, my good man. I apologize if my behavior seems a little bit strange, but I'm in the profession of acting, and I'm trying to study the fellow townsfolk to, improve upon my craft.
Okay.
Do you? Is there anyone here in the town with a fine appreciation for the arts?
They like playing loud music up at the manors at night. They won't shut up.
Do you know if there's anyone who's keen for the spoken word, such as performances, acting?
Yeah, they like to fool around up there. They like to be dumb.
What about you? What about you yourself? Have you ever thought about possibly experiencing more in life than just the daily hustle and bustle of carrying grain?
No, I gotta feed my brother and sister.
I'm sorry? What if you could feed your brother and sister with your words instead of with having to farm?
Okay.
I pull out one of my little pamphlets for my I cannot
What
believe
does the cover page say?
I'm trying to remember what it says. It was something UCB. I can't remember what exactly the acronym was because I don't have it here. But it was like the
I mean, you could literally say Upright Citizens Brigade. That sounds.
No, that's copyrighted. That is copyrighted. The unusual common folk battalion. No. Well, yeah, fine, whatever.
Okay.
Because it's both a combination of acting and potentially mercenaries. So, I mean, we saw what.
And you see him kind of mouthing.
You seem confused. Well, allow me to explain. So, I am always in need of, helpful hands, of understudies, people who are capable of proving themselves and have the gold to spare for those who are willing to partake in my understudies program. With the end goal being that you eventually graduate and then start performing yourself along with my traveling troupe.
Does it pay well?
It pays an equal portion to what I pull out at least a handful of gold, let's say 3 gold pieces, and I say, this is just some of the things I've acquired on my travels, and some of this could be yours.
How much of it could be mine?
An equal share, my good man.
Okay. What do I have to do?
Travel with myself and my fine friends. Learn the fine arts of acting. Potentially engage in threatening situations, but only as a learning experience, and also as a way of course, gaining more treasure. And at the end of the day, you are allowed to stay on board for as long as you see fit.
Why is Nanarel hiding?
Because it's so funny.
The whole party's going like this.
There,
while he's talking.
and he's gonna keep going. And he's just looking at the pamphlet. Wow. Okay. Can I have a day to get my affairs arranged? I got to find a place for my siblings to live at.
Sure.
And
And how about this? And I'll toss him a gold coin. I'll say, here's a single coin to act as a I'm trying to think of what's a good word for that.
Finding bonus.
Well, no, not finding bonus. Yes. Here is a single gold coin as an advance to set up for your siblings to make sure that they are well cared and protected, just especially if anything should ever befall you. And and then by all means, my friends and I shall be leaving in town potentially by tomorrow. What is your name, my good man?
Good question.
Narrow's human, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry. Let's say their name is Ellery.
Ellery. All right. Ellory.
Ellery.
Ellery. Human.
Yes. And you notice that his clothes were kind of torn and dirty.
Okay.
So what do I need to bring with me?
Oh, well, you know what? Fine. How about this? I'll give you 1 gold to set up for your siblings, and I'll give you another gold to get some equipment for yourself. I would say maybe some nicer clothes, potentially some traveling equipment, rope, a satchel, some water skins, rations, maybe a torch or two. And a weapon would do you solid. If you do not have one, I could acquire one for you.
I've got a knife.
Okay, that is fine. But then yes, so I hand him 2 gold, and I say, meet me in the morrow at the oh God, what was at the what do we call it? The uncorked.
Put a
Oh,
cork
put a
in it.
cork in it. Put a cork in it. Right. Meet us in the morrow at put a cork in it, and be ready for a new part of your life.
Okay.
Okay.
Right? I'll see you there.
It's that guy literally. You just found him.
Okay.
Well, I'd like to see any of you can strip somebody into life service. All right, whatever.
It's amazing.
Oh
Okay.
Still all just okay. Okay.
I love it.
All right, I guess I would seek out work then. I'll seek out the work.
You don't have to. I'm just trying to think of a bunch of things I could toss out there and trying to think how this town functions and what people would say. If you want to explore more, you don't have to go for the first thing I put out, but if you just want to do that too, that's good too. I wasn't sure if you were feeling that lead. If you don't like the way things are, just tell me what you do to change them.
Where are you at?
I'm still working the room in the casino.
Oh yeah.
You were walking around like looking for others of us.
Yeah.
Maybe does she see Jensen accosting this fellow or
He sees Jensen in the middle of a conversation. And no one else. I think everyone else is in a building.
Right.
Or not.
Yeah.
So, with that, let's say it's equivalent of 9 in the morning.
Oh.
Yeah, unless you guys just want to say, let time pass. You can say you wait a day. We'll just go through the whole day and just sunrise is tomorrow.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Sleeping.
I mean, my scouting is going to take, I would expect would take all day. I'm looking for anything that happens that's peculiar, anything, trying to get a lay of the land. Again, my goal on this is to understand this part of the world better so that I can be more.
You find kind of obviously stashed and hidden a good distance upriver, not near the town, not near any buildings. Looks like a few small boats, like rowboats, that have been staked and they're kind of just tied and they're kind of just floating among some reeds and they look like they've been covered.
Huh. Okay. I watched that for a little bit. Anybody coming or going?
Are you obviously hiding, or are you? So you're like kind of watching them and see if anyone comes and goes to them.
Yeah, while I'm watching, I'm doing my halfling hide thing, so I'm
right
and just observing.
You see someone trying to look like they look like they're sneaking, trying to hide through the high grass. They've got on like a dark green cloak that's trying to like blend in with the colors of the environment. And they're kind of just going to their they go to one of the boats and they seem to be like putting a bag onto the boat.
Okay. I let them do that, or do they depart at that point, or what are they doing?
Yeah, they kind of just turn back and they kind of go back into the grass, and let's see how successfully. And you see them kind of just fade into the grass.
Okay. Did I get to see it all, like race or anything like that, like human or?
Height and build, human.
Okay. All right. I'm going to try to basically approach the boats, keeping an eye out for what's around me. And I'm also looking for tracks and things like that, trying to understand what's going
on. Looking for tracks, you see what looks like the prints of many different boots that seem to have come and gone to these boats. They look pretty fresh.
Okay.
If you had to guess, you're guessing about 7 people.
All right.
Going back and forth.
And they're recent. They're pretty fresh.
Yeah.
Okay. So nobody around at this point that I can see?
Not really.
Anything that I hear as I'm trying to approach these, and I'm also every now and then stopping and trying to listen and understand, basically approaching this stealthily.
Approaching the boat?
Yeah, you said there's like 3 that are staked up.
Yeah. There are just the sounds of wildlife, croaking frogs, weird birds. And you don't notice anything else either approaching you or making sounds in the distance.
Okay.
You just go up to those boats if you want to.
Yeah, I want to go up to the boat where he put something into the boat. These are covered, so he like uncovered the boat, put something in, and then covered it up again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to. My goal is to find out what he put in the boat. So I'm trying to sneak, basically, being very observant, sneaking up there, opening. I want to look and see what was put in there.
Upon opening the cover, you see that there's like leather bags inside. They look like well used, and they look like they're full of like rations and blankets. You see there are like light crossbows that have kind of been neatly planted underneath the seats, and you see the small bag that was put there.
Okay. I don't know what traps there would be there, but I'm trying to investigate and do a trap detection.
All right. What do you do to do that?
So I'm basically looking around the interior of the boat, looking for any kind of, tripwire kind of thing or something, looking to see if there's any crossbows or anything like that are armed or whatever. And then I'm kind of working my way towards the bag because I want to see what's in the bag.
Do you do anything physically specific? Because just saying like you're looking for like tripwires. Are you kind of feeling under the seats? Are you?
I'm using. I have a 50-foot rope and a hook, so I'm just using the hook to kind of move stuff around as opposed to my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Right? and I'm trying to move some stuff around in there and see, and eventually if I can hook the bag, if it's within reach without. I mean, did he climb into the boat to drop the bag, or did he just open it up and drop the bag in and pull out?
He just came up to its side. Let's say he had to have get up to water up just below his knees, stepping
Okay.
up to the boat, and then he opened the tarp cover and he put the bag in. He put it closed again.
Okay, so I'm trying to follow in the steps that he did, the same kind of general direction, and then I want to basically use the hook to pull the bag out.
So you'd have to go up to the boat and then take off the tarp.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
And then
yeah.
You're kind of like taking the hook and you're trying to hook it like a carnival game of sorts and then pull it out.
Yeah, because this is a grappling hook, right? It's a 50-foot rope and hook if I was going to climb, so I'm going to use that hook to pull it out. And again, I'm trying to stand where he was and kind of go in the same general area that he was as far as how he approached the boat to put it in.
Okay. When your hook kind of hooks onto the fabric,
yeah,
you realize that by the weight of what's inside, it's just a few pounds, but the hook would tear the fabric.
So it's like a really thin bag that it's in.
It's just like a really crappy bag. It's, just barely better than burlap.
Okay. He put it in with his hand, right? I mean, he just dropped it in, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't observe him doing anything weird with it or anything. It was literally dropping it and go.
Yep.
I'm gonna pull it out. I'm going to grab it from the top.
All right. The boat explodes. No.
I hate when that happens.
Every
Pretty
time.
much you reach in, you pull the bag out, and the water would be kind of, if it was up to his shins, I guess it'd be almost up to your waist.
Yeah, I'm a little guy.
That would be hard for you to reach in. It'd be like you'd be reaching over.
Mm. Okay.
So you kind of reach up. You would have to put your weight on the boat if you want to do that.
Okay, so I can see what's in there, but for me to really get in there, I'm gonna have to, like, I'm kind of, again, as a halfling, kind of looking here, but I would have to like almost climb into it to grab it. Basically, is what you're saying.
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna put this back, the tarp back on top the way it was, because I want to head back and talk to the rest of the party about what I found.
Okay.
Has anybody not had the chance to do anything before we meet up for what I would assume would be like, late evening or whatever?
Doric, you're just trying to spread the good word?
Spreading the good word.
Got one.
I got one. That's all it takes to make it. That's the start. Is there anyone else kind of down on their luck, or? I mean, there's probably a lot of people down on the luck there.
Yeah, no one seems to be doing good. If anyone ever does win, they just immediately put that right back on the table until they eventually lose it. Just a slow rotation of locals that come through. As the day goes on, as if we creep towards the evening, there would be more people that go in there. The men playing cards at the table, they get up for drinks, they get food, and they're just pretty much sitting at that table the whole day.
Okay. I'm mostly just going to take note of the behaviors so that if I come back, I'm better equipped to speak directly to what they're doing, and how it's affecting what they're doing. So I'll mention the goodness once in a while, but nothing as targeted as that first interaction.
You see one of them get up, and they kind of are going to a back room, and you see as they're opening the door, they kind of reach at their waist, and they're pulling out finally get to use this somewhat. They pull out a little sack,
Okay.
and you see that they're opening it as they kind of let the door close behind them. A few moments pass. He's coming out. He's a little slower coming out.
A little high.
Little feeling good.
Was I there for the dust conversation? No, right?
No.
But is it like obvious that this person is intoxicated in some way?
Yeah, you'd think that they got drunk really fast.
Okay. All right, I'll make note of that, and then leave for the day to find my compatriots.
Okay.
Even if just to mention that and then come back, but I want to check in with everyone.
So, Lena shoots the shit at the bar.
No,
Mina does. Lena's at the Alchemist.
is Mina successful in getting anything for anyone?
As she gets to know this old man,
Yeah.
he kind of tells you, like, he looks over at those three guys. He's like, you don't want to piss them off. They're the goons for this place.
Things?
Yeah, you know. Anyone wins too much, anyone yells too much, they have a conversation with you.
Are they paying attention to us?
No, they don't seem to be. They seem very, like, relaxed and unattentive.
Okay. I thank the old man and kind of switch my focus to watching them for that.
And you see the same things as Dork, essentially.
Okay. Yeah, that's it.
Lena,
Just hanging out with
Gal just mutters to herself most of the time. You see that she keeps leafing through this book back and forth. If you get too close, she'll kind of like cover the book a little bit. And then you see she take like weird metal rods and she prods the leeches a little bit sometimes. She sprinkles dust on them, or she'll take scoops of water and then put it on her countertop and just stare at it. She's just testing a bunch of properties of these things and kind of referencing notes.
I'm taking my own notes, just watching them in my book.
All right.
Yeah. That's it.
Come evening, if anyone wants to eat, there is the gambling hall. They've got a crappy kitchen. Other than that, there's no immediately obvious places to get food or drink.
We have our, I have a bunch of salted groceries.
You have your own reserves.
Yeah.
I think before like dinner time, I want to maybe kind of meet up with everybody and find out what they want to do for the evening.
Okay.
And maybe like we all kind of.
Everyone naturally kind of comes back to put a cork in it by as the sun is kind of lowering to the horizon. We could just say it's all open information. Everyone knows what everyone else knows, unless anyone wants to retain any information.
No,
Otherwise, now that you all know this, what do you do?
So from the people from the person who I spoke with, and from
Yeah.
what it sounds like from the people that you've spoken with, that it seems that these manors up on the cliffs seem to definitely be the busiest place at night, but also seems to be the rowdiest.
Right.
Where these ruffians who have this town under their boot.
As night comes, you'll see a few of the younger people of town they all head straight to the same place, which is the manors. And as they approach the front door, it suddenly kind of becomes like an open door. That the guards might have changed, or sometimes they just disappear and the door is just open and people seem to be going in and out, and it's kind of like a college frat party.
All right.
Woo!
Where were these boats that I found in relation to the manors?
It's kind of like almost on the other side of town.
Okay. I let them all know about this.
Yeah.
Because it was peculiar what was going on, and the fact that there were crossbows and stuff like that packaged in there nicely and things like that.
Shady dealings.
Very shady.
Something is amiss.
I mean, it sounds like these ruffians have this place under their boot and heel, and all the good stuff comes into town, just goes straight up to those manors. Nothing gets distributed back to the commons folk. Nor did it seem that they even have the funds to do so. A lot of them are just trying to farm for survival, and then just whatever money they make, they just burn at the casino.
Yep.
We should check out the party.
Yeah. Could get it. I don't mind playing there. Maybe the rest of us can get in, or
With the band.
That's my thought too.
Ooh, we can go disguised as entertainment.
I'm already disguised as entertainment.
There is no disguise required.
So let me grab a drink.
I'm entertainment too.
Yeah, probably worth heading up there.
It seems to be.
Does everyone go as is?
I would go as is. Yeah.
Do you come armed? Do you come in armor?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot of options there.
Yeah, like we don't like we. I don't really know if there's any places to get like changes of clothes.
Okay, so Lena is going to be. She's got her staff, which is just a staff, but she's also got like concealed daggers.
Okay. Where are they concealed?
Mm-hmm. You never asked a lady that.
I'm just trying to think. So we
On
have.
her thigh.
She's got like a strap on her thigh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to think about
She's
it.
packing.
I mean, if you just said they're just stashing your belt and you're just covering them, that's fine too.
On
But
her thigh.
okay.
And Nina's gonna go unarmed, I guess.
Okay.
If she needs a knife, she can grab it from her sister, and she will do fine.
Okay. Doric, are you going in armor and weapon?
Unarmed, unarmored.
All right. In religious garb?
Not overtly, but I will have my holy symbol on.
I think Nanarel is passing for the environment.
No.
Jensen, what are you doing?
That is a good question. I'm going to go unarmored.
Okay.
I will leave my long sword here, but I will hide on my person 2 daggers.
Where are you hiding them?
I'm going to conceal them in the back of my pants, kind of like tucked into like my pant belt.
And his fault.
How big are these daggers?
They are small size, so I don't know. Why don't you tell me?
One ass cheek each.
One SG.
When I hear dagger, I think people have a lot of different images in their mind. Sometimes it could be like this.
Bread knife.
It's a bread knife, but like when I think of fantasy movies, sometimes they do the stealthy assassin does have something like this.
Well, so it's like they do a D4 damage. So I picture that they're probably like small stilettos, like I don't know, like a switch knife or a 1/4-inch blade. How much would you say a D? Well, no, I mean a D4 is probably a little bit bigger than that.
All right, how about this? How about this? How about this? I'm curious what Google says a dagger is.
I got a book about them somewhere here. Let's see.
I'm just gonna Google swords.
Mine tells me in Japanese.
I love these Google questions. Are daggers illegal? All right. How big is a dagger? 6 and 18 inches.
Mine, instead of a dagger, gave me a naked mannequin in a fur cloak.
Yeah, as you do.
Okay.
So, do we have the tape rule?
Medieval daggers. Daggers of the Renaissance.
And then,
Oh, yeah. So this knife, I'm guessing, looks like 13 inches. This, wow, okay, 13 and an eighth.
wow. Good job at your work.
What, that bread knife?
That
I
work.
know, I know.
So this is just barely longer than average length of a dagger.
Hmm.
This is the middling range. We could say that they're a little shorter. They'll still be average dagger D4, but at least 6 inches. So you need to hide that much on your back. I would say they'd have to be raised up a little bit. You have to have it tied around your waist. Sorry to get nitpicky about it.
That's
Just
fine. It's
need-
fine. So how about this?
Yeah.
How about I'm going to use, we have some rope. I'm going to use, I'm going to tie them to my inner thigh. Like I'm going to like basically use some rope or whatever or cloth or whatever, and basically like tie them to like my interior thigh.
Don't squat. That's all I'm saying.
So
So an awful way to die, you know. I'm just saying.
we are now the thigh guys.
Yeah.
But I am wearing the shush puppies. So
Okay. At the party, man, you're unusually quiet, dude. No.
yo, where'd that guy go? He said something about going to the bathroom, man.
So do you all go as a group? Do you go? How do you do this?
I mean, I think it makes sense to at least try to go in as a group, right? Because
Yeah.
I'm hoping I can get you guys in with me, being like,
Get past the cover charge.
yeah.
So when I observed before people coming and going, were they armored at all or anything? Or
Coming and going? No.
okay. Did I see any kind of place to stash supplies nearby? Like if we had to stash our stuff, a good hiding spot for it?
Do scouts have a skill relative to that?
Well, I mean, it's kind of what I do. I mean, it's tracking and it's a bunch of outdoor stuff. I mean, there's no skill defined by it.
There are. I just can't remember offhand what scouts have. I think they just have the thief skills and tracking. Okay.
Yeah, they can't. I can't do like pickpocketing and stuff like that. The stuff that's like pure thief. But I can do all the other thief stuff, right? Open locks, detect traps. I can't remove traps, but I can detect them, move silently, climb walls, hide, listen, tracking. So
Like immediately outside the building,
I saw.
there's nice shrubberies that
Yeah.
have been recently planted. Further getting away, 50 feet out from the manors, the plant life just kind of becomes spare brushes on
Yeah.
sides of paths. There are some trees.
that's fine. I'm just looking for a place like 100 yards away from where we're going in to stash like real gear, like armor and weapons.
Stash in a bush, up in a tree.
Yeah, I would say concealed in a tree or something like that up high.
Okay.
For that, and then I'll go in without armor. How much? Like, what do the thieves' picks and tools look like size wise?
I always feel like I've seen them. I mean, it's kind of like a book. It would be like a leather
The little roll thing.
roll.
Is it something I could?
It would be a roll. I'm imagining it like folded flat, but if you rolled it up, like a giant burrito.
so I roll that up and I
Stick it right in front of your pants.
it's down my cod piece. So yeah, keep going. Yeah.
Is that what you really do?
Would it look really out of proportion?
It would look awful.
Okay, so I won't do that.
It's your.
If that's too, yeah, that's fine. I'll just go in. I have the stuff, like I said, stashed in a tree
Okay.
up high, so it's not, especially if it's dark and stuff like that. I'm basically putting it somewhere where people aren't going to see it.
All right.
The dogs will never blend in because there are no dogs.
Yes.
So they're going in pretending to be owners to begin with, basically.
Okay.
They do their weird dog thing. Or they're going to pretend that's what they do. Like
I can kind of see the fun appeal of Mina. Curious what Lena's going to come up
Well,
with.
they both sing.
Oh,
Remember they do that singing?
they
thing?
do that singing thing, the weird
The weird singing.
dog screaming.
Yeah, dogs.
Okay.
Yeah, dogs
Oh.
scream.
The Bard and the Dogs could be a band. And I could be the hype man.
Sure. Yep.
Okay.
Quick, what's the band name?
No holds barred.
No. No Holds Bark.
I like it. I like it.
I mean, that's for you guys to decide. I know which one I like more.
Which one?
I'm not going to say.
What was there's options?
I'm just saying, if you guys are all holds bark. Okay.
I'll hold for it.
So, you all arrive as a group. People kind of like suddenly look at the dog people. Halfling and dwarf, not that uncommon. Even though this is kind of mostly a human town. There are a dwarf or two kind of like amongst the kerfuffle. You see people on the fancy, new-looking furniture now getting stained. Just people kind of like indulging in like cooked turkey and all these fruits, nice wine, a lot of spilled wine on the floor. People laughing and doing the typical, stereotypical frat party thing in movies. Not too rowdy, but socializing. You would say that maybe like between all the manors, there's probably like, let's say 50 people split between two manors.
Okay.
All right.
These number of people.
Is there any weird sex stuff going on?
No.
Good.
How far apart are these manors? Like a couple hundred yards kind of thing? Or right next to each other?
They are pretty close to each other. It doesn't seem like they were. You'd think that people with this much money would want their houses further apart, but these seem to have been built like adjacent to each other. Let's say 40 feet apart, side by
They literally are McMansions. Okay.
side.
Beautiful. All right.
You see, like I said, most everyone is in a party mood. Some people seem to be like passed out in a corner already, kind of like lolling their heads back and forth. One woman kind of like jumps up on the table and she's like, "The Cross-Eyed Gang!" And everyone just goes, "Ah!"
Oh God, we found it.
Wait, in a bad way or in a good way? Like, is like the Cross-Eyed Gang in terror?
No,
or just
like 3 cheers! Hurrah! Hurrah! Hurrah!
All right, this seems fine.
This is fun.
I feel good about this.
And we're like, yeah, cross-eyed. Yay.
Oh, quick.
She's gonna look down and she's gonna like immediately tilt her head and she's like, with her, what is that weird 2-pronged fork that you use to like serve meats?
Yeah,
Skewer?
Yeah, I know what you're talking
That
about.
thing
Yeah.
has like a slab of meat on it and she points at you and she's like, "Who are you, weird folk?"
This is greetings! And then in media res, we revert back around just so I say, quick, we need cover names. Like, this is before we actually get there. I need to know what everyone's cover names is because I know what I'm gonna do. So I know that we are. All right. So just to make sure, are we no
have to write
holds
this
barred
down, don't
or
I?
no holds barred?
In case someone messes up.
Guys.
Cover name section.
Mina's like, I'm Lena, and Lena's like, I'm Mina.
All right. So Lena, Mina, and Nana, what are you gonna go by?
I was in the middle of writing. Did I hear that right?
Yes,
Okay.
I just switched names.
Okay.
Nanarel with an extra E, with an E at the end.
Oh, you guys have no. You guys have no flair for the thematic. And Dork, what about you?
Griswold.
Griswold.
Mark Griswold.
Grizzle.
Dork becomes Griswold.
I alter.
And then you guys can call me, and then it flashes back to the procedure. Says,
Hold on, Falco. Jensen
Falco.
approaches
Oh my
you,
God, I
asking for your
forgot.
code name.
I'm sorry, I completely forgot.
I need a code name.
Yeah.
Flip.
Well, Jensen, how do you ask Falco?
And Falco, like I'm basically like kind of pointing in a line, and like as I'm getting like less and less interesting answers, I'm like, I kind of like just kind of point to Falco and like, give me a code name or something, man. Come on.
Dweezil.
Weasel, all right.
Dweezil, there you go.
So
You mean
again,
Weasel at the party?
and then while I'm at the party, you guys shall refer to me as, and then it cuts back to, I'm the Boardmaster J, and we are No Holds Bark.
The J?
The Boardmaster J.
Bard Master J.
Oh.
The Boardmaster J.
Okay. So she's like, then make music.
And I immediately just do like, without even saying anything, I just do like finger guns to Nanoel, and I'm like, hit it.
All right, I'm gonna start playing like a really like happy, good times party song people could dance to or just sway to, just have a
And
good
then
time.
And
Is
then I
it,
do this pointing to the dogs.
notes, or do you have like a story that goes along with it?
I was gonna have this just be instrumental. If the dogs want to croon along, they're welcome
Okay.
to.
And then the dogs start singing and dancing together.
Okay.
They can sing. It's not just weird screaming.
No, I know they can sing,
Yeah.
but okay, guys, let's do a little experiment right now. Sing me a song.
Oh no. Well, it's not like a song with words. It's just like we're
Oh,
just like
no,
like-
don't use words.
Oh god. Really?
I want 3 of you to do that right now. 3, 2, 1.
I'm just dancing.
I'm just saying, maybe you should have came into here with a prepared song.
Bob's gonna play.
Bannerell's just doing her song, and then the 2 dogs go,
Yeah, but it's better that way.
Maybe we didn't know a song together
Yeah.
that they're singing over Nanarel's
Yes,
different
that's-
song.
Probably what they're doing.
And as Nanarel shifts notes, they're trying to match it, but they're always late.
Everybody's stoned anyway. They're not even gonna notice. Come on.
Exactly.
Kind of like,
Hey.
YMMCCAA. Kind of like that.
Play it. The YMCMACA.
I'm assuming that
Obviously, who let the dog?
no, right? Like, it's gotta be these songs that are commonly known in this universe.
You can go straight for a common song. That I think that's a good idea, but no one knew that going into it. So Lena and Mina went to one common song. Let's say on a D6, let's say there's 6 common songs, right? If I roll a 1, you all chose the same common song.
It's Freebird.
2.
Rude.
So you both, Lena and Mina go into one different song, and Nana will go just a different song. And everyone's like, "Boo! Stop! That's not how it goes."
So
And then I'm like, you're right. That would be terrible. But luckily, we know what we're doing. And then it's like, let's do the one we all know.
Freebird.
On a 3.
There we go.
Yeah.
If you know the words, sing along.
The party's meh. They're like, nah.
At least they're not mad at us.
But do they suspect us at all?
Everyone just seems kind of like, this isn't status quo. This is a little exciting, but it's not threatening or bothering to them.
All right, I can live with that.
Yeah, mission accomplished.
I can
All
live
right.
with that.
We strive for mediocrity.
Yeah. In life, what else can you do?
It's true.
Falco, you spot out of the corner of your eye a similar shade of green. As you see someone kind of walking through the crowd, kind of going, just leaving the room, someone wearing the cloak that you saw earlier in the day.
The one that I saw.
Yeah,
Same build?
same build.
Okay. Is there any way to follow him or to keep tabs on him?
It's a party, you know. They just kind of walk through they walk down a hallway kind of out of the room. That's all they've done. If you want to follow, you just follow.
Yeah, I'm gonna as long as I can do it in a way that's not obvious if there are other people around and stuff like that.
They don't seem to be in a hurry pace or anything. They're just casually walking. Their hood is down, and you just see kind of like almost like a shaved head, but it's kind of grown out a little bit. And it is brown hair.
Okay, I do point them out to actually Jensen of the crowd. I point him out to him and make sure he knows that that's the guy that I saw earlier in the day. I think.
I like. You want me to like try to like sneak in and like kind of like observe him, like get close, or?
I'm like, he's up to something. Not really sure what.
Why don't we maybe work that together?
Yeah.
All right. So as they're playing, like I'm gonna continue to kind of play it up a little bit, but then kind of bring it down a bit and kind of like just blend into the crowd. I'll maybe have Falco kind of join with me.
How do you
Dweezil.
I'm sorry.
That'd be Dweezil.
like? You could just walk there, but how does Jensen casually walk?
Just like in the party, like
Yeah.
you're like walking around, like pointing at people,
Is he
like how's it
something
like? Just like like kind of like maybe like get like is there like drinks around? Like can I just pick up like a drink and be like how's it going? Hey, good to see you. Having a great time.
We're just gonna pick up a random person's drink.
I mean, easy enough to do at this party. Someone left the drink somewhere.
Are you going with them, or you're gonna be with the band?
I'll be watching the band.
John, and the drink is a little bit of backwash.
I don't actually drink it. I just kind of like
You kind of just throw it.
yeah, like hey, like I kind of do like a thing like you like and I kind of like flip it into like a potted plant or something.
So the hallway leads to the back of the house, which is a nice looking kitchen. It looks like it's well stocked. There is like a big table that seems to be set in the center for preparing food, covered in like grease and looks like there's been a lot of chops that have been done to it as a butcher knife is kind of stuck inside it. And there's a bunch of people sitting around that table. And they're all kind of just casually chatting as the cloaked person kind of just goes to the corner of the room and kind of just stands in the corner. Now you see them. They're just like a let's say, who am I thinking of?
Vin Diesel.
No, I actually want to shift gears. I want to say maybe it's like Sigourney Weaver in Alien 3.
Okay.
Who's that?
This is the cloaked figure.
Like super kind of tough looking bald chick.
Yes.
Cool. Okay.
Sums it up.
Human, elf. Any way to determine?
Human.
Okay. Are there other party goers, or is it mostly just like this group? Like, I don't want to make it seem like we like inadvertently like walk in and like there's like private gathering. Like if we can kind of see that it like looks like it's not like. Well, let's put it this way: does it look like there's clearly like a god presence, or it's just like the party kind of like tapers off and there's maybe like a passerby or just?
Falco, you see one of the burly figures that has been guarding the door. He's standing in front of a door that is in the corner of the kitchen. There's like a back door leading out to the back of the house, like to the backyard, the hallway leading into the kitchen, and then there's another door that is leading further into the house.
And that's guarded right now.
And that has a big burly guy leaning against it.
And the cloaked figures on like an opposite corner?
Yeah.
Okay. What does it look like? What's going on at this table? Does it look like a poker game or something like that?
No, it just looks like they have their food out. You see small little gray piles of dust kind of like piled up.
Okay.
And they're freely indulging.
Yeah, but but Sigourney Weaver's not. Sigourney's hanging out.
Weaver's not.
She's
Looking all
straight
bad.
edge.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Did we observe anybody talking to her, like when we were in the big room or anything like that, or has she pretty much been keeping to herself even when she's in the crowd?
She kind of kept to herself.
Okay. What floor are we on in this house? Is this like ground floor?
Ground floor.
Was there any window on the outside of the room that's being that has somebody standing in front of the burly guy?
I'm sorry, is there a window?
I'm trying to look for access, right? So big burly dude is blocking this door. He obviously doesn't want anybody in there, but I'm trying to think about how this is arranged in the house. Is there windows on that side of the house that we don't see now, or something that we could do an outside entrance into this section of the house?
You could look into this room from outside, from the dark. It's dark out there. There's no lighting outside.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to take a peek in from the outside if possible.
Easy enough. If you just want to step out and kind of, how do you do that? Just if you want to add anything to that, other than just kind of walking up to it. I'm assuming you're not putting your face on the glass. You're kind of keeping out of sight. Are you trying to look in, or are you just trying to listen?
I think I'm mostly trying to listen.
Yeah.
Both of you, or is Jenton just listening?
Well, I've got some pretty heightened listening too, so I think I would like to try to like hear as well. Like maybe make it look like we're having like a casual conversation, but really we're just kind of like you know, like if anybody stumbles on us, it's like it just as like a cover, you know.
You are in a dark corner outside the house where no one else is, and there's no light. If someone were to stumble across you, it wouldn't not be weird. But you are in the cover of darkness, and there's no one else out here. No one bothered to like come around back.
On the way out, is there an empty bag that has some of these drugs, like just an empty bag or something that I could?
Better idea.
Nothing like that. No one seemed to be like carrying around or dosing outside of the kitchen.
Okay.
Dan, there are walls outside this place, correct?
Walls, as in
like it's a dwelling, so there's walls that let's say if I wanted to climb, I could climb wall.
Oh, John, you could totally try.
My climb wall scat is very high. Okay?
It's surprisingly high for a level 1 thief. I don't know why they
level
designed
2 thief, Dan. Level 2 thief. Okay.
Level 2 thief.
But
I think.
Where are you trying to climb
imagine the outside of how this house was built, its exterior. I would say, you know what? Hell, just you can climb it.
I mean, I'm not going to, but I just wanted to make sure at least I had that as an option on the table.
Yeah.
All right, Falco. So yeah, well,
and it doesn't look difficult to climb.
Let's just kind of hide in the shadows.
Yeah.
If we do get discovered, just trust me and follow my lead. But let's just listen and see if we could observe and see what's going on.
Yeah, that's fine. I can hide and climb and all that as well. So yeah, that's fine.
So you kind of hear from within, like, "Well, you're never any fun. Come on, take a hit, take a hit," and everyone's like cheering on. Ah!
So this is in the room. This is in the room that the burly dude is.
Yep. This is the kitchen with the burly dude, the people at the table, and the green cloak.
Can we go around at all? Can we work our way around to try to get a look at the room that the burly dude is guarding from the outside?
From outside, there isn't a window going in, like looking into where that is. By your judgment, it seems like where the cellar stairs kind of like lead into is kind of the same area of the house that door that the guy is in front of leads to as well. So if you had to guess, that door leads to the cellar as well.
Okay.
So I'm thinking back in the main room, I'm gonna start playing a song in honor of the Cross-Eyed Gang that I've just like improvised on the spot to sort of because I don't know what the rest of them are doing, but I do know that they walked away, and I know that we have like plans like based on what we've talked about. So I guess my aim is like if I can get enough attention around this like sort of cheesy bid to kind of bow to the Cross-Eyed Gang, maybe I can provide like a bit of a distraction from what's happening in the rest of the house.
You're just playing in the front, or are you going to the kitchen and playing there? Or are you going to just kind of play out there and kind of hope that you draw them out?
I'm going to stand on the table and start playing, and I'm going to be like, this one's for the Cross-Eyed Gang, and, you know, in honor of their prosperity, many more years of prosperity. And I'm going to hope that the word gets out, like, oh, there's this, like, song happening. The hype, yeah.
Having learned our lesson from not knowing lyrics for the last song, the dogs, instead of singing, do, like, a dance.
Okay.
Like a really distracting dance.
A jolly one?
Yeah, a weird one. Like a silly dance that would get people's attention.
I'd love to get that started.
Yeah.
Dork, what are you doing?
I'm observing this in the main room. I'm kind of
Dork just kind of sitting on the couch, just kind of like twiddling his thumbs as people are like stumbling over him and like
he's got like a club soda.
He's a weird middle-aged guy that doesn't look drunk or high or anything amongst the college frat party.
Just staring into the middle distance, thinking about the decisions that brought me here.
The goodness.
The goodness.
Yes.
Yes.
It's like the parents are out of town, but the uncle's there for some reason. But
Someone's uncle's there.
Yeah, someone's uncle. Which uncle?
Hey, you kids like weed?
Hello.
I don't.
I guess I'll try and get like people involved too, like sidle up to like small groups as the song starts and dancing starts and be like, yeah, try to pump up the
You're that uncle.
I'm gonna
Oh,
be
God. Like, yeah, the Cross-Eyed Gang's really great. You know who else is really great? God.
I'm gonna be like as I'm playing like in between, I'll just be like playing music, but I'll be talking along and I'll be like, so you know, if you're part of this great thing, come on forward because I'd love to shout you out. Well, so I'm trying to draw in like the particular people, so I can be like, oh, this guy, look how strong and mighty and wonderful he looks. So you kind of feel to their ego.
Kind of simultaneously, Falco and Jensen see this. Someone comes into the kitchen. He's like, you guys, you got to check this out. This is great. And then you'll see out of a group of, I'm on a streak, 7. There were 7 people sitting at that table. There was the one person in the corner and one person guarding the door. 4 people kind of get up from the table and go into the room to view the song. The other 3 seem strung out.
What does Sigourney do?
Sigourney kind of looks like, this is awkward. Kind of like makes eye contact with the guy guarding the door. And then she leaves the room. Jensen, being a thief, you see this a little obviously. Falco, I don't think Falco takes because Falco doesn't steal, like doesn't do the pickpocketing kind of stuff.
Right.
She easily kind of like behind her back snatches a small satchel of that powder and kind of just tucks it into her waist belt and kind of leaves the room.
And what about the big muscular dude? He's just kind of still.
He seemed to be like eyeing her suspiciously, but didn't catch on to that.
And what does he do when everybody else, like, he's just kind of watching these guys?
He just kind of the equivalent of just staring at his phone.
So
What
like,
did people do before phones? I guess he was scared.
Staring at his parchment. Just considering it.
writing in a journal.
This social paper chirper got me outraged at politics.
Weather?
No, I got it. You see him reach into his back pocket and he pulls out one of those little balls with the cup and the string attached to it, and he's like,
He does that.
or yo-yo. It could be a yo-yo.
John suggested that the guard, upon everyone leaving, takes out the
cup and ball.
The cup game.
Oh, kendama.
Kendama.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And he
Or
starts
he
doing
could be doing cat's cradle.
two-sided one, so
Yeah,
he's trying to.
That's a kendama, yeah. It's spike on.
He's not good at it.
So like, all right, Falco. This might
You
be
see one of the strung out guys kind of barely following the ball, going back and forth. Back in the main room, you see like Nanarel sees like 4 young adults, 2 men, 2 women, kind of, let's say early 20s. They're kind of like, yeah, they look jazzed up and they look a little swayy, but you know, they seem kind of coherent. So they're like, what is this? What is this?
In honor of you, most noble house, and like just keep playing, like, and now enter the 4 brave strangers.
The dogs like bow and do like more dancing, flourishing stuff. And things like that.
In that weird way that people who don't know the song, but they're really hype up because they like the occasion, they all kind of like start bobbing, trying to get everyone like all rowdy up.
Yeah, and I'm just like riffing, like, I never did see a town as fortunate as the. I'm just going with it, you know. I'm just keep going with it.
You should come to the kitchen.
Oh yeah.
Come back. You bring the dogs.
All right, I'm gonna appeal to the rest of the crowd, and I'm gonna be like, do you want the music to move? Do you want it to leave you?
Let's all go to the kitchen.
Nah, fuck that. You're with us now. You're with us.
Uh-oh. Okay, well, we could still make that work. Sure. Let's go. Let's head to the kitchen, just like playing along all the way. And finding a spot in the kitchen that's, I guess, where can I see Falco and Jen behind it?
No, if you could, then other people would be able to.
Okay, so I'm gonna just like position myself either, I guess, on the table again. I'm gonna jump up on the kitchen table. I'm gonna just start playing there and be like, and now the real party starts for the VIPs. Like, you know, hopefully just keeping them focused on the table.
Yeah, they're all clapping along, stomping their feet. I don't know how people had fun back then. Where is Lena and Mina?
We're just dancing around with the music and
Okay.
following along basically.
Doric,
Yes.
you followed along?
Yes. I'm
Okay.
moseying into the kitchen with them since they've been summoned.
As the song comes to a natural end, they're like, oh, one of the women kind of stands up and she just has like black hair, just shoulder length. She's like, So what's your deal? Who the hell are you?
Wandering traveler.
No,
And
I'm looking at Nanarel. So
okay. I'm a wandering traveler, and I seek inspiration in the land that I go, the countryside, and always looking for adventure. Have a sense of adventure, and this would be the place that has impressed me the most. Much better than the swamps.
all right. Want to take a hit?
Oh, I couldn't possibly perform.
No. Come on. You're with us tonight. Come on the house.
I am so honored. How about after my performance? Because I would hate to cut short the beautiful.
No, I don't want to listen to music anymore.
Oh.
Is this in a big crowd that this is all going on in the
This
kitchen?
kitchen is full of people.
So hearing that,
Being the 7 at the table, the dwarf, 2 dog people, guard at the door, and Nanarel.
Okay. Jensen, we should probably, you think we should head back in there at this point?
I was wondering if we should maybe make like a distraction or something. I was hoping that if the kitchen was clear, we could sneak in and just to get rid of the guard, but
Yeah.
now that's not a possibility. Although maybe we could explore other parts of the house. Wait, is there another entrance to the cellar from outside? Maybe.
There are stairs that lead down to doors beneath the house.
Do you want to maybe check that
Yeah,
out while
yeah,
there's
let's-
all this commotion in
Let's
the
go
kitchen?
let's go that way.
We're gonna head there. Why don't you let me take point because I can move super quiet, so I'm gonna like stealthily,
Okay.
tiptoe.
Yeah, and just so I forgot to mention this too. So the one thing scouts can do if they're far from people is they can surprise on a 1 and 3.
Okay.
I gotta be 30 feet away from somebody to do that though.
Okay.
Just so you know. Yeah, let's head down there. That's fine.
All right. You see like double doors that are 8 feet high, and they are like 4 feet wide each. They're big doors, meant for like things to be brought in and out like that. It's like storage. They have just handles that you pull on the outside, and they're closed currently. There's no light coming from underneath or around the frame.
I do have dark vision though. Do they have anything on the?
I want to listen. What's your? Yeah, I want to listen.
Okay.
So my with level 2, my listen's 44 now. Just so you know.
You don't hear anything.
Okay.
I'd like to use my thieves' tools just to maybe like check. Do I have anything to feel around for like for locks or to see if it's trapped?
This was a recently built manor. Everything was built competently and well. This is good material. These doors don't have much of a gap between them. They seem pretty sturdy. You'd have to do something specifically to see what information you can get from these doors.
I'd like to. Well, there's not really like a look for traps. Or at least there's open locks, remove traps, pickpockets. So I'm gonna.
So as far as traps go, I'm gonna try to. If I ever have traps, I'm gonna try to let you guys know anything your characters would immediately know or see. But you would have to try to get more information, and I'll be as upfront and honest about that.
It's fine. You know what? I'm going to assume if no traps, that there's probably at least an alarm of some kind. So what I'm going to do is I would very much like to. I'm going to try to remove traps in the sense of like remove like alarms.
I can detect as well too.
But you guys would have to tell me what you do specifically. Like, do you just pull on the doors? Do you?
No, I'm gonna take like a
I'm trying to get a step away from just.
No. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna assume with my thieves' tools I have like a pick or some kind of like a door jam or whatever. I'm gonna feel around like the inner crack to see if there's anything that kind of like has like snags, like a trip wire. And then I'll do the same for the outer frame as well. Like I'm feeling for any like imagine like I'm assuming if there's some kind of like a string or like some kind of wire or something like that that's kind of running through it like a door alarm because it's not electronic. I'm looking for anything that might feel like it would be like because if this door opens and if there's something like that on the other side, I would figure that like it would just spring, you know. Well, at least that's my logic. That's where I'm like my head is at.
Do you do between the two doors themselves?
In the crevice first, yes.
Okay. Going down between the two doors,
Mhm.
as you get to the handles, you kind of hit something, and it makes a slight clink of metal.
Like a bar?
Like you feel that it has a little give to it. So upon hitting that, what do you do?
So that's some kind of maybe alarm or something like that.
Could be
Do
a
these doors
mechanism.
doors pull out or they pull out or push in?
They pull out.
Okay. So go from the bottom and go up and see if it's about the same spot to try to figure out how big this thing is.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm gonna try to do the same thing. I'm gonna from the bottom up. I'm gonna do the same thing and see if
As you're going up about like 10 inches below the handles, you kind of feel like you're tapping against something and it has a little more give, and you hear the rustling of chains.
Could be like a lock mechanism, like something like maybe like it's chained on the other side.
Yeah.
Like
That would be a good guess. It's just these doors are chained on the inside.
it could be like a padlock. It could be like a padlock.
Yeah.
Can I? Yeah, so there's maybe there's like a bolt or something, and then it's chained on the other side. I could try to open it, but I don't really think like if it's like padlocked from the other side, I don't think I could open locks like that. I would need something to get into. Is there any other potential openings? Like, do we see like a small window, or maybe like a drain of some kind?
Leading into the cellar, no.
But maybe there might be something like that. If these manors are as nice as they are, they must have some kind of like a sewage thing or something like that. So maybe there's like a tunnel entrance or something like that, or like a drainage system. Did we see anything that looked like maybe we never mind. What do you have any ideas, Falco?
So is there any way? So these doors are hinged or anything. Is there any way to remove the hinge?
I'm thinking maybe not from this side. I don't know if from this side. That might be.
You see the hinges sticking out, but like the plates that hold the doors, they are in between the frame and the door.
Yeah, there's no real access in there.
How about this? Why don't we do a little bit more look of the perimeter? And do we want to cut back to the people inside? Like, well, maybe we do that?
Sure. If anything, this might be our way out, because if we get down into this cellar, we may need to come out this way.
Fair enough.
Meanwhile, back in the kitchen, they're just badgering you guys.
Snort. Dude!
I mean,
you're gonna say like, wine? We can give you wine.
sure.
They just have like a big wine skin they've been passing around. They just push it into Nanarel's arms.
All right. I'll drink to that.
Just a swig of wine.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, what do your dogs eat?
Oh, well, you could ask.
Do we feed them?
My friends, yeah.
We're playing along, basically. We're acting more dog than people.
All right, they take a chop of they take a butcher's knife and they chop off like a slice of meat and they just toss it up in the air.
Mina catches it in her mouth and then like shares it with
And they're like, ah! And like one of them kind of like leans over and they notice the short dwarf that was kind of like blocked from view by everyone else essentially. And they're like, can we help you?
You
To Dork.
Yeah.
yeah, he had to take a work thing.
Oh,
So
all right. Dork dies. No.
he's
he
let
just
them
had to-
know.
No, you
He
see,
didn't want to break the flow.
Dork draws no attention then.
there's
All right.
one teenager gets him to try like the most baby drink. Like here's a Shirley Temple, and it's just like, "Ah!"
He's blending. He's successfully blending, I guess.
He's just swirling the same cup over and over
Oh,
again.
no.
I got it. He's got a group that he thinks is really into it, but they're just so doped out of their minds.
He's talking to them about God and stuff.
Fair enough.
Wow. Wow.
So it seems like I'm having a pretty amiable conversation with these folks, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
They kind of just fall back into what they were talking about before, and they just talk about like pointless stuff. Things that are like, so I was talking to Jimmy and he was just being a dick and he wouldn't fucking let me talk to his sister at all. And then the other people are like, whatever.
Okay.
And they just seem to have fallen back into just casual, inane conversation.
Okay. So I'm gonna just like casually ask them like, so what else do you guys do for fun around here? I'm assuming you guys have lots of free time since you're like the top dogs in the area, right? Like you're the top. There's no one else, right? Like you're just.
One just leans back and they're like, "This is all we do. We just do this at night and then we sleep and then we wake up. We got so much,
Mighty fine life.
right? We got more deliveries coming in. We got all the money in this town.
Impressive that it seems like, you built this up out of nothing so quickly.
Oh, well, we just got lucky, Just got lucky.
I know that game. All right. So at least they seem like jovial.
Yeah, but like they're just kind of vague at that point about like, anything else other than just getting high and getting drunk and partying. We just hang out.
All right, cool.
This is where we need Dork to teach them about the better life. He might get killed if he does that.
Yeah, that's true.
At that, did Denton and Falco go back inside yet, or are they still at the doors?
Like I said, we were like looking around the outside to see if there's any other points of entry besides those doors downstairs.
There are not.
Huh.
Got to get past the guard then.
All right, we'll go back to the kitchen then and see like if that big guy is still distracted.
Well,
that hooded
if
figure.
I may, if you're passing by the cellar doors again, you hear the chains on the other side jingle a little bit.
Oh boy.
So, is there a place where we can hide, or I can hide?
Well, at that, we're gonna wrap it up.
It's near the doors.
Okay.
I'm gonna blend and hide because I want to see what happens. I want to see if somebody opens that.
All right, I'll put a note here. Hard to gauge this. I think everyone earned a fair 200 experience points today.
Woo!
All right.
I never know what.
1992.
You said 200 experience?
Yeah. If I may, can I get new experience totals? Let's go, Sarah.
I'm at 1757.
Falco.
1992.
Jenton.
2286.
Lena.
1992,
Mina.
2100.
And do we know Doric's offhand?
I don't know his.
That's fine.
Yeah, sorry.
We will catch up next time with that. We'll just let him know we got the 200.
All right.
With that, you know, if anyone has any questions or notes, we were much more of a heavily roleplay one here.
That's fine. It's
Yeah.
been a
we're good.
while. It's been a while.
No, John, don't bring that
So I don't have maps of all the houses and such. Hoping we can get by with Theater of the Mind with this for time being.
Yeah.
Maybe combat will happen, maybe combat won't. With that, anyone have any questions?
No, it's good.
Yeah, it was a lot of
We
fun.
definitely on for next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool.
All right.
All right, awesome.
Thanks,
All right,
everybody.
everyone stay healthy. Let's see what that YouTube clip was.
Oh,
How
That's-
was Nanarel?
that's exactly what it. Does anyone remember that scene from that movie?
I saw that in theaters and haven't seen it
Wait,
since.
what movie?
They're all like just like zonked, and he like is trying to sing to them. It just reminds me so much of what
I don't remember this at all. Oh my god. Wow. Okay, yeah, this is exactly what happened.
you know, and it just worked because they were just, high enough.
All right. Okay. All right. So I will see you guys next Wednesday.
Yeah, sounds good.
Sounds good. Take care, guys.
Thanks, everybody. See you.